Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 16 of Direwolf20's FortressCraft Evolved series. Just getting in today, taking a little bit of a inventory of all the ores and ingots and all that good stuff that I've been collecting over the last little bit. What do I want to do today? I want to do things and stuff. Pretty sure that's what I want to do. Yeah, things and stuff today. I would like to... A couple episodes ago, we checked out some pretty cool options as it relates to cold storage and the ability to recombine all the junk components that we're getting from the creatures that are attacking our base and turning it into useful stuff. It required a lot of power, and at the time I didn't have much power to deal with. Now, though, we're getting better with power transfer. So I'd like to check that out. Let's see, these guys transfer what, 40? Energy? Yeah, that's not terrible. I want to look at laser foci. Let's check out our recipes over here. So, crystal cutter head, diamond focusing lens, crude, organic, and exceptional focusing lenses. So let's check these out, because focusing lenses can be neat. So if we went down here, they're at the bottom. So the diamond one requires diamond crystals, which we found underground, remember? And that increases the transmitter's power speed by 15%. Crudes require some of those pristine faceted eyes. They're 25. Organic requires a perfect faceted eye, which is 100. And then 250% in the massive faceted eye. I bet those things come from some of the stronger creatures that haven't begun attacking us yet, but probably will at some point. So, nothing really helping there. So I'm debating if I want to send, because we're going to need 64 plus whatever is required for the cryo thingy, right? So the cryo hopper and all that. 64 for the thing. So I'm debating if I want to do like a tier 3 laser setup going down there, but those are really expensive. It's 185 titanium, which is the one that we have the least of, because we did a bunch of research using titanium lately. And then 100 nickel and 75 gold. Ugh, that's a lot. Because we're going to need like at least 3 or 4 of these to get down there. Because it's we're going to need like 4. Which is no good, because I can't even craft 4 at this moment. So let's do... Yeah. Let's do some more of these guys.
Crafting.
That should be good for now. By the way, we did get Ultra Power Grid. Nice. Let's check out what that might have given us over here. So that unlocked what? Power Storage Block Mark III. We already had these, but I think we got the Mark IV battery component. This can store up to 270,000 power. Must be built in a 3x3 configuration, so you need 27 of these total, and it uses an unknown material, something I haven't even scanned yet or don't know much about. Will not accept power from adjacent storage blocks. Good to know. Okay, cool. So that's interesting. I didn't know there was a block that I didn't know about yet, but I guess there is. We've checked out everything that we probably want to check out here. At some point I want to get into some maybe geological survey and basic quarries, but we'll get to that stuff in a bit. At this point, the only things left really to research are another version of the ultimate, but that requires 100 basic, 100 simple, and 100 ultimate. That's a lot of experimental pods. Rolling stock, and orbital power transmission, which is pretty much what this game's about, is orbital power transmission. I haven't talked too much about this yet, but the basic gist is that, remember at the very beginning of the series, our space station blew up? Well, the orbital power transmission system will be able to start beaming power back to our space station and let it start to rebuild itself. So there's like a remnant of it up there in the sky, and we can have it rebuild itself. So that's pretty much what the game is about. But when we get to that stage, there's going to be some pretty aggressive things that start happening. So anyway, I want to do cold storage. I've got my auto excavator here. Let's do a couple things. Let's do this. I want to go down from here. And I want to go down into the cold caverns on this block. And I know it's right around 260-ish. Right? Which is good because it's right about, I think it's actually like 240-ish. It's right about where I'm going to want my excavator to be running. So if I want the auto excavator, oh, there we go, we're getting close. We are at 123, so this is not the cold caverns yet. Let's see, I want to make sure I'm in the right spot here. I'll know I'm at the right spot. Let me dig for another 20 seconds or so, and we're right back. All right, made it. So what I want to do is have my auto excavator here, and I want to get some power over to him so that he can start, you know, doing stuff. So let's see, tier 2 power is coming in here. So as a temporary, let's get power over to that guy type situation, I'm going to put this guy in this direction. This won't be very efficient at all, but like I said, it's just I want to get power to him now. And it's here. There we go. And you, auto excavator, should start running. Cool. Come on now. I know you have a lot of ways to go up. So I'm going to let that auto excavate its way up to the surface. Let's put some blocks here. We don't need this big hole here anymore. This was from when I had stuff before. Alright, so this guy should be filling up with power pretty well. And at some point, he'll find... He's scanning for blocks right now. So he can go up 256 blocks. I think maybe the health file's been updated now. Not yet. So maximum shaft. It still says 64, but that should be able to go 256, which means it should reach all the way to the surface. Let's see. And you can see he's going pretty fast now, obviously, because he's got a nice full suit of power going into him. All the way up. Sweet. So we should see, can't see the beams here, but pretty sure it'll reach this Y level. I think that shouldn't have much of a problem at all, to be honest with you, hitting that. So he should come up right here. So we'll come back in a minute once that's done, and I'm going to be prepared. Let's see, do I have all my cold storage stuff on me still? I have the cold cryo hopper, and I think I was doing it, well, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff down here that I probably don't need to have on my hot bars. So let's do cryo hopper. Yeah, we'll come back in a minute once I'm ready to do this whole thing. Oh, hey, look at this. I found a new unknown block. I just jumped down that tunnel because I wasn't familiar with this cavern, and I think I found an emerald. Let's see. Yeah, emerald crystal. Nice. So there's several different types of crystals, and believe it or not, I'm a little surprised I haven't found too many, but that's okay. I know it's a little bit dark here. Let's try and get a little bit of light going on. Let's do medium for now. I don't want to completely kill my battery, but power is not so much an issue anymore, so maybe large beam should be fine. Ooh, more organic rock. That might be good to snag too. I'm just going to explore this cavern for a few minutes while I'm waiting for that excavator to run. There's a little bit of exploration, never hurt anybody. Except for the people who get lost, and then, you know, that's bad. But yeah, don't get lost. Have a rough idea of where things are. Remember, you can always kind of check out your hollow base too. So if you want, you can kind of see, like, and look around and be like, oh, right, there's my base. And if you're still having trouble, you can always go into the 2D mode, right? Nice. So just some tips for if you're exploring in a cavern and getting lost. Hollow base, definitely helpful for finding your way out. All right, I wouldn't mind finding a few more of these crystals. The nice thing about them is that they emit a decent amount of light, so if you're looking for crystals, it's kind of, you know, not terribly hard to find. And what do we got here? That's just regular old rock. That looks like tin. Yep, cool. All right, gonna explore. Coming back in a second. Oh, nice. Looks like my excavator's getting pretty close to the surface. Alright guys, we are back, and I think I've got this guy pretty much well set up. Let's see. So along this wall, I've got two Mark IIs running along. Right, so I'll get the last setup. So it's like here and here going down, right? So really what we're probably going to want to do is have a couple batteries like that And then they'll beam down. So that's hitting there, no problem. That's hitting there. That's hitting there. And then we'll have another couple batteries here. Does that sound good? Yeah, I like it. And then we'll have this dude with the cryo hopper here. And we'll have a storage hopper here to collect the stuff, right? So in total, we're going to be beaming about 80 power per second. Now I know the cryo hopper shouldn't need that much, especially because we're keeping it in the cold caverns. And the other guy, the recombinator thing, needs 64, so that shouldn't be a problem either. Because we're sending 80 down, so hopefully, you know, it doesn't need more than 16 power per second. So I guess the last thing to do here would be if we put one of these, and then, ouch, one of those, and one of those. That should be cool. So now they should all be transmitting down. Nice. What I'm going to want to grab is probably a bunch of stuff to squish in. So, thinking for now, I'll just take, I have so much light chitin, so let's do that, right? So we'll take 100 of that. I'm thinking that's good, right? Cryo hoppers can hold, I'm hoping 100 items. Doesn't really say how much power it requires, but maybe we'll see. So let's put, oh right, I have to scan my emeralds. I never did that. Or research them, I mean. Hooray, emerald crystal. All right, so let's put this on this tab is probably good. The ruined light chitin. Now obviously, even at 64 power per second, it takes a long time. I think it's like a good 10 minutes to process, but it's gonna be worth it because we'll get some good stuff out of it. Awesome. So we'll put you in there. Remove only. Add only. And this should already be running. Beautiful. Nice. So you can hold 50 items. Good to know. Alright. I wouldn't... Let's see. Doesn't seem to be doing too badly on power. Alright. So this thing's running. Its power is being kept up and maintained. These guys are happy with their power. Awesome. Alright, while I'm here, I'm going to take a quick trip down to my tier 2 ores. And we've got, nice, another 100 here, and we've got about 10 more in addition. Cool. Alright, back in a few. Alright guys, I have a little bit of a crazy plan here, but I think I would like to have even faster income of my tier 2 ores. So, fusion drill 1600%, antimatter drill 3200%. Let's check out this, the fusion drill. I've actually not used these before, but I want to give it a shot. So that requires a good amount of the tier 1 ores, which we have so many of. Crafting. I don't have a problem making. So what if we had, this might be crazy. Crafting. Another set of smelters down there, right? And we could use the conveyor dudes, right? So let's get a few more conveyor belts. That should be good. And we want to make sure that we've got some storage hoppers for this. And let's make sure that we've got turntables. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to lay this out yet, but it might be neat to set up. Because what we can do is have 2 smelting lines. That could be cool. We're definitely going to need more power down there if we want to have 2 smelting lines, though. So, let's see. What I'll probably want to set up, if we're going to actually go crazy like this. So this goes here and down to there, and then back across. So what might not be a terrible idea would be to reconfigure this a little bit, but I haven't entirely figured out how I want to do that. Alright, let's pop down. I mean, what I could do is make this another tier 2 transmitter, so that we just have 2 sets of tier 2 transmitters going straight down. And 80 power a second should be enough to handle another set of smelters. Should be more than enough. It's 40 more, right? So what if we made this laser right here a tier 2? Right? Which would mean making this laser here a tier 2. I'll get that in a second. And if that's the case, I wouldn't mind this being a tier 2 power transfer, and this being also a tier 2. I'll get that in a second too. They're only tier 1 laser transmitters, so I'm not going to worry too much about them, but... And it occurs to me I might want a few more tier 2s, so let's do this.
Crafting.
That should be good. Let's make this a tier 2 storage as well. Is that cool? Alright, so that's transmitting to there. That's a tier 2 transmitter to this one. I think we'll be alright. See, this is already building up an internal buffer, and once it does, this will build up an internal buffer and we'll be fine. Okay. Hopefully I did everything right here. I think I did, though. Yeah, so this guy can then be a tier 2. We're probably going to need a few more of these tier 2 energy transmitters, but that's fine. Alright, let me come back in a second. I'm going to replace this whole line going down with tier 2 energy transmitters. Alright guys, we're back. So clearing out a little bit of space here, and I basically want to do this. Not actually you up to here, and then run this along here. So that we basically have 2 conveyor lines coming out of every hopper. And the reason for that is I think there's a limit to how many items can come out of the hopper at a time. So this way, each conveyor line will be fed at the same rate. And that should be good. And it should mean that everything will be running nice and smoothly. So let's do, this is where I'm going to want this thing to start working its way down. Hopefully I have enough downslope conveyors for this. Because I actually want this to run underneath this conveyor line, right? So I'm thinking a downslope here should be fine. Right? Yes. And then another downslope. And then just run this straight under here. And I might just break these for a sec. And hopefully I have enough power going to all this stuff, but we'll find out pretty soon if I don't. And I just want to make sure that I'm going to have enough store of this thing to go down here. The gold might have to go down the middle line there, which not that big a deal. Yeah, because I'm going to want... Yeah, this will have to be the gold lines. Let's remove these for a sec. I'm pretty sure I can run this like so. Or I can't. Okay. Good to know. Then let's do... Really want this to look good too. I think we could do this. Yeah, that should work. Alright, that's cool, right? And that shouldn't be a problem. And then let's get the last setup here. We're going to want it to be something like this. Coming straight down. Actually, let's do that. No, actually, let's do it to there. That should be good. And then a conveyor here. Yeah. Perfect. How's that look? Cool? And then we can have the upslopes here and these guys here, and then these can go back here. So that everything's running again. Nice, right? Okay. And what I basically want to do is mirror the setup I have over there, right? So pretty much the same exact layout, so that everything looks nice. So this is nickel, gold, and titanium. Very cool. Now before I put down this, we'll put down our rows of these, our rows of these, our power setup. And I'll probably have just one of these in between them, so that he can send power into these three. Because remember, the further apart these things are, so having the beamer there should probably be the best way to do this, but we'll figure that out. And then I'm going to let these guys juice up real quick. And we'll have these guys are set to remove only. So 3 remove onlys, and then these guys should be add only, right? 1, 2, 3. Add only. These 3 should be add only as well, so that they don't share inventory with each other. So all 3 add only, and then... Nice. I'm out of conveyors. Perfect. I'll just have to go make conveyors and come back here. But that's not terrible, right? And hopefully this will be enough power for this thing. Or you know what I could do if I really wanted to be a little bit better about this? Let's do it like this. Let's put this here with the hopper on top. So that's remove only, all 3 of these, right? Remove, remove, and remove only. And then what I'll do... that. Is that cool? So that way, these are 2 separate power lines coming in. Except you're not doing anything, because there's a... node under you. Charging up my suit. I have to get rid of that titanium block underneath him. Luckily, I have plenty of power down here to do that with. There we go. Now we're talking. Cool. So these 3 should fill up on their own independent power line. So 40 per second going into this one, 40 per second going into this front one here, and we should be fine. Though, yeah, I think that's good. technically, if I want to be really efficient about it, and since it doesn't matter, I should probably do this, so that the middle one is distributing power to the sides. Can't really do that here. Obviously, it's working there, so it doesn't really matter, but I think that's probably the best way to go about doing things. Cool, so we'll let them start filling up, and then here we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you guys should fill up pretty quickly. Get ready to smelt. Nice. Alright, I don't know what you guys think, but I think we're going to have a lot of tier 2 ores pretty quickly here. The only thing left to do is find out what kind of power use we're going to be using here. So right now we're beaming 40 power in this direction. And this thing is currently using 4 per second. Now we're mining 128 ore per minute, so that's 64 every 30 seconds, which is awesome. I may not even be able to pull out from things fast enough. I might have to double up each conveyor line, because I think these only pull out about 1 a second, so it's going to be a little bit crazy, but I think I can pull it off. I'm going to want my cutter heads back in there. I'm going to want to make a couple more of those. But that should produce, like, yeah, 64. Nice. All right, that is crazy. And it's using 8 power per second. Okay, so this guy is also going to need to be a tier 2. So hopefully I have another one of those. I do. And we'll see if we start to have power problems. But I think we'll be all right. Because this is sending 40, right? We're using 8. And we're going to send another 40 off in this direction. This will now use 8, and we'll send 10 more off in this direction, and this will use 8. So I want to get more cutter heads, I want to get a couple more conveyor belts, and then I'm going to see if we start to have backlogging problems. So we will be right back. Alright guys, so I'm trying to speed up the transfer lines here, make sure that everything's going as fast as possible. I'm hoping this will double things up, or at least transfer a little bit faster. Not sure actually if this is going to help by doing this. Almost looks like it is, right? But I can't tell. Alright, it looks good because it looks like we are pretty quickly filling up slots here. So that storage is full. This only has 10 free slots. This has a good number of free slots, but that's okay. This is... These guys are actually pretty empty, but there's still a good amount in there. It's funny, it's like it's gold that's being the slowest. Pretty sure. I have like a lot of conveyors on my hoppers now. Let's see, this has 2 going that way. So let's have another one going this way. I know it looks terrible, but it's probably the best approach. I'm thinking my gold vein might be getting well, it shouldn't be getting too low, but we'll see. Yeah, still 170,000, that should be fine. So we'll throw our steel cutter heads in there. Remember, they do expire after a while, so you have to replace them now and again. But they're good to use. Out of power, really? Oh, haha, there's your problem. It's like, what do you mean you're out of power? How are you out of power? Oh, I'm a derp. That's how. I'll let the titanium line. I'm not 100% convinced. I'm actually thinking it's not useful to do this, what I'm doing, which is 2 outputs from the hopper onto 1 input. But, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that gummed up stuff a little bit. So I'll just let it go like this for the time being, and we'll see how things turn out. It's pretty good. Alright, back in a few. So it occurs to me another approach I could take is to have 2 hoppers here. I don't know if this thing's going to dump all its ore into one hopper versus the other, but I'm hoping that what it should do is backlog in one and then start dumping out to the other. So maybe with 2 hoppers and 2 conveyor lines, that'll probably be a little bit better. I feel like it will. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do that on my titanium vein. That's going to be a little bit of a trickier approach. Like this one will be easy to do it on, because all I really need is, let's see, to rearrange. Because remember, you don't want the conveyor running past the other one, or it's gonna interact, right? So there. Now we've got 2 hoppers with 2 conveyor lines. That should be good. Yeah, this is definitely better than having 2 lines off one. So now how am I gonna do you? You're the tricky guy. So what I could have is, if I remove these 2, right? So 1 titanium line will go that way. We could have another line here going like that. That should work if there was actually a miner there. Sure. What I'll probably want is this guy. Probably set to go here with a downward slope here. And then there. Yeah, that'll do. Cool. So that should definitely be the best and most efficient way to handle this. I like it. I approve. Things should be working pretty quickly now. So we should no longer have any problems backlogging into here, and this will both start to fill up, and they'll both be pulled out from separately. See how that works? So that's the same thing on all 3. Nice. All right, and I did put cutter heads in all 3 of these, right? No, but I'm going to do it now before I forget. I was so focused on making sure I had them like all running efficiently that I forgot about the steel cutter head and nickel. But that's okay. We still got a good amount of ores down here, but these will run out at some point. So we're gonna have to find another nickel and titanium vein, definitely. Gold, like I said early on, is a little bit less-ish used. And you can kind of see that by looking at how many ores I have. Like I've got 2.6 thousand gold, I've got 1.3 thousand of the nickel, and only 600 titanium. Now I did just finish a research that needed like what was it, like a ton of titanium researches, but that's okay. That's how it goes. But we're almost done with research, so I don't think we're gonna have too many problems with that too soon. So lots of tier 2 ores coming in now. Alright guys, and with that, I think it's about time to wrap up the episode, but I did want to come down here. Oh nice, we already got 3 recombined organic matters. Sweet. This guy's got a little bit of room for more stuff to go into him, so I think I was there. Nice. This has about another 2 or 3 minutes left. So that should give you guys an idea of how much time I spent this episode, because at the very beginning, maybe 10 minutes into it, I had placed this, and we've already processed 30 minutes worth of stuff. So yeah, almost 40 minutes. So there you go. There's a little indication as to how much time I spent off camera. Cool. But you can see this thing has plenty of power, which means we're not struggling. These guys have plenty of power, which means we're not struggling on power usage. And I get to go downstairs and collect large amounts of tier 2 ores pretty frequently now. And once I've got large amounts of tier 2 ores, I can have even better power transmitters and better this and better that and all kinds of good things. So I think what we'll do is wrap up here. I'm gonna look around because I forget, to be honest with you. It looks like I'm getting attacked. Awesome. Not 100% sure what I need to craft that tier 4 storage power system. Unknown material. I guess I'll figure it out pretty soonish. But for now, wrapping up point. So Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time to build some more cool stuff. All right, guys, take it easy.